So, put Chase away for now. Give him a break. You want to do very short training sessions with him. So part of what I was saying while I was working with him, but that needs to be I need to make sure that it's very, very clear and very well understood, is that reactive dogs are always reactive dogs. They're never fixed. And trainers who tell you, oh yes, I can fix this dog, and make you think that he's going to come back a different dog and he's never going to be reactive ever again, they're either not very well informed or experienced, or they're intentionally trying to delude you into some fantasy that this is going to be totally gone and he's perfectly fine forever. That's not the case. We don't fix behavior, we modify behavior. Reactivity is part of his DNA. It's part of who he is. Another dog could have grown up with the exact same circumstances, the exact same experiences, and not have become reactive. He's become reactive because he was predisposed to reactivity. So the experiences in his life, all the home changes, etc., yes, absolutely, all of that has played into who he is today. But he was genetically predisposed to have that reaction, to become a reactive dog. That's part of who he is. So just like an alcoholic human is always an alcoholic, even if they've been sober for 30 years, they're still an alcoholic, and one drink can still push them off the wagon. That's how it is with reactive dogs. Even though we modify their behavior, we teach them better ways to respond, and we keep reinforcing those ways to respond so those new behaviors become their first go-tos. That reactivity is still part of them. And if you don't maintain the training and the management, they will regress back to explosive reactivity. So Chase is extremely reactive. He's explosively reactive. He's not a bad dog, but he has a long way to go in learning how to keep control of his emotions and his reactions. He's trying really hard. He really is. He's a good boy. He really tries hard. He's young, and he just hasn't had anybody teach him any manners or anything, so he's just like, woo, it's all over the place. But it's a long road for him. It's a struggle. One of the ways that I can tell he's struggling is when he takes the food, he's hard-mouthed. So he's still, that means there's still some tension there. So I give him the food flat-handed, and he's coming along really nicely with that. At this point, we're working on our attention through relinquishing resources. Why is that important? Because we need to teach him how to let go of his attention from the environment and connect better with us. The more connected he is with us, the more he's going to look to us for direction rather than just go, oh my God, and react to everything. So we start with food because it's a resource we can control, and we work with that. And he's been working in the house. He's been working in the backyard. Here in the hall today, I had another dog here in the crate, a nice quiet dog, but still, it's a dog, and he had that extra challenge today. Attention through relinquishing resources ties into your come when called, because what happens in order to come? Dogs are seldom looking at us waiting to be called. They're usually up somebody else's butt or rolling in something or chasing something or focused on something. So come needs to mean, so if I'm Chase now, I'm looking over here at a dog and I hear you say come, I see here come, boom, my head has to turn. That's what come is. That is the first part of come. Come, what? And then follow through to come to you. So again, that's relinquishing resources. So the turn and target exercise is the dog's facing the same way as you, on you, whatever side. I put him on my lap, it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have to be sitting. Sitting is just a calmer place. He could be standing, but the more important thing is he's facing the same way as you. You're going to take a piece of food, put it in front of his nose, take one step backwards, don't turn, step straight back. Come, touch. That's your job, okay? Dog is here. Come, touch. The dog's job, what is, he hears come, he turns, and he nose touches your hand, where you will have a treat. So again, it's come, touch. After a bunch of repetitions of this, you can say come, and you won't have to say touch anymore. He's going to target that hand. Why do we have him target the hand? we want there to be a target behavior to the cub, not just an abstract thing. Also, it keeps him low. You don't want him coming in and barreling you, and you'll see on the video a couple times he does come in and try and jump up on me. You don't want him doing that. You want to keep his threshold low enough and calm enough to come in and touch. You'll notice on the video that when I give a more excited yes, he pops. So that's telling me that he's not quite ready for me to up my energy level. At one point, I don't know if I got it on video or not, when I said yes and he popped, he jumped in on me and he grabbed my arm. And I had to say, no, let go, just to back him off my arm. And he stopped right away. And that's the good thing about him. If you have to use a harsh tone, because he's biting you, he does stop. So that's a good thing. That's a big thing in his favor. But he has to learn not to do that in the first place. But here's the thing. We can't teach a dog what not to do. It's too abstract. So instead, we teach him what to do. And what we to do in our come is we touch the hand down low. 4 on the floor, keep his head down low. Come touch, come touch, come touch. And slowly we'll get our excitement level up a little bit to where I can say yes, and he'll still come into the low touch. So it's teach him what to do, not what not to do. How many repetitions does it take till it's going to be really, really solid? I kid you not when I say thousands. And thousands of repetitions, thousands of turn-in targets, thousands of come-fors. You've got to be doing it all the time until it's like a hypnotic suggestion. If he's still thinking about what to do when you say come, you're not there yet. Well, you want to say come, and that head's turning almost before you can get the whole word out. It's like, a hypnotic suggestion. If I say Mississippi, you'll cluck like a chicken. You don't think about it, it just happens. So that's what we want to happen. Come just happens. So, and then the other exercise I'm working on with him right now is the place exercise, which is a boundary, which is going to teach him to be calm, stay in one place. No matter what's going on around you, you're going to maintain your boundary, your place. At this point, he's only ready for very small distractions. I wouldn't even dream of bringing another dog in to walk past him on place at this point. He's not there yet. The hard thing with behavior modification is that the dog does set the pace. Some dogs are going to come along a little bit more quickly than others. We as trainers have to be very careful we have to bring them along quickly enough that we don't train them to stay at one spot, but not so quickly that we challenge them too much and sabotage what we've already learned. So I'm being very careful with Chase to make sure that everything is very positive, that he's having lots and lots of success before we move a little bit steps further. I don't think he's ready to go back to the shelter because I think he needs more attention. He needs more work. I would feel comfortable sending him back to the shelter after I get him to a point where I can walk him maybe through Ren's Pets Depot and he's not reacting at people or dogs. That's not going to be tomorrow, but that's my goal. I want to be able to walk him through PetSmart or Ren's Pets Depot and have him be able to go, oh my God, there's a person, I'll connect with you instead, and lots of reward. I think it's in him. I think he can do it, but it's a process. So that's where we are now. So you can see how he's coming along and what he's doing. Okay? All right.